All right, we are live. And if you stick around for the next 5 minutes or so, we're going to look at three things that you really should do in order to get better and bigger results in your life. Regardless of what you want for your life, it always comes back to you being the best possible version of yourself. And there are some things that you got to do to make that a reality. So, as always, my name is Celeste, and I help driven millennial women become better humans by using my rare systematic approach to mindset training, always designed to help you find freedom from chaos, clarity of purpose, and the power to create a life worth living. In all of these videos, whether this is new ones, old ones, future ones, I'm going to bring you the truth around what's working within the personal development world, and of course, encourage you on your own pursuit of excellency. So, with that said, let's take a look at these three things. So, the first thing we need to consider is the fact that success has always happened for somebody else, okay? It's happened for somebody before you, which means it's always a possibility for you if you are able to find the cues and the clues and follow them. It's that old saying that success leaves clues, and it does. If you can follow the people who have had the success, who have had the results that you want, then you're going to learn something and you're going to be on a far better path than just going blindly. This is why you need a system. It's why you need a map. You need something to follow. Because ultimately, the second piece, actually having a tried and tested system, is a huge part of getting results. If you have a map to follow, if you have tools to use in any situation, if you have a tribe of people who have your best interests at heart, and you have a mentor who can stand in front of you and lead you, who can stand behind you and kick you up the arse, who can stand beside you and walk side by side with you, you're going to get results. And that, of course, leads us into the third point, which is making sure you manage your expectations around what results you're going to get, and understanding that we're playing the long game here. Yeah, you can get results very quickly, but ultimately, in pursuing your best self, you are committing to a lifelong journey. And a lifelong journey is not made up of quick fixes and hacks. Yeah, there's a time and a place for a hack. There's a time and a place for, something in the moment. But ultimately, we want to be building out something long term, because long lasting results come from playing the long game. And you've got to manage your expectations in that. Everybody expects to start doing the work and things are going to get better immediately. And sometimes they do. But ultimately, there'll come a point where things start to level off. So what we want to be working towards is a consistent wave of progress. So we have little ups, little downs, little ups, little downs, rather than huge valleys and huge troughs constantly, which is what most people experience. They get really quick results really fast. They're on the up, and then life happens and they drop dramatically. And because they haven't prepared for that, because they haven't managed their expectations, they stay stuck down there. And then they trundle along until the next time they do something. And then they find themselves on the up again. And before long, life comes along, kicks you in the dick, and you're back down again. That's what we want to try and avoid. We want to stay on this steady wave of riding the flow of life. There's little ups, there's little downs, but nothing ever too extreme. And part of that is managing your expectations. If you can do that, then it becomes a lot easier to play the long game. And if you can play the long game, you are going to get better results. I've spoken to many people about this, and the people who are willing to actually ride things out and look to a bigger picture, a grander vision, and do the work step by step, those are the people who succeed. Those are the people who get results. The ones who want a result now, they tend to struggle. They quit. They self-sabotage. They can't stick it out. So there's three very simple things there that you need to be doing. And this applies to anything, not just becoming a better human. It applies to anything you want to get good at, be that a sport, something creative, an instrument, an art form, Whatever it is, any skill you want to develop, you need to follow people who have done it before you, use what they have learned, have a tried and tested system, so make sure you've got a map to follow, tools to use, a community or a tribe of people, and of course, a mentor, and then manage your expectations. If you can do those three things, then you will get results. If you fail to do those three things, then you are robbing yourself of a chance of true success and real lasting results. So I want to know, drop in the comments, which of those three key things are you failing to do? Is it because you're not looking at people who have succeeded and actually learning from them, using their wisdom? Is it because you're not using a tried and tested system consisting of a map, tools, a tribe, and of course a mentor? Or is it because you're just not managing your expectations? What you think is going to happen and what actually happens is too big a discrepancy and you can't handle the gap. Let me know, drop it in the comments. Which of those three things do you feel is one of the reasons why you're not getting results and not where you want to be?